Hello, internet, and welcome. Hi. I hope we can be heard to the world, so we will be checking that intermittently. Hi, my name is DM Dan. Welcome to Explorers of Elsewhere, Titan Isles, our third campaign in the Elsewhere series. I guess it is almost a series, isn't it? A bit of a series, using the amazing Daggerheart rules from Darrington Press. Joining me tonight are 5 paragons of awesomeness. We have Nate over the way from me.
Hello.
We've got Livy just down below me.
Hello.
We've got Georgia a little over there from me.
Hello.
We've got Theo hiding down in that corner.
Hello.
And we've got Tim hiding down in that corner. Welcome back. If this is not your first time, if this is your first time, thank you for joining us. We've got a few people in chat, so hello. Yes, we have had. This is the 5th episode in the campaign. We've done some daggering and we've done some heart-ins. In equal measure, give or take, something like that. Sounds about right. But most importantly, we actually made it to the place that the campaign is named after. Yay! So yes, last week our adventurers arrived on the titular Titan Isles, like on the mainland, on the main landmass. You did some walking. It's very stormy. It's very wet and rainy. Gardy nearly got eaten by a tree. You beat the tree up. Yeah, fun was had by all. And then there was a small but insignificant little reveal at the end of the session, and I'm sure we may touch upon it when we kick back in. Hello, Hunger Games. How you doing? Hello. So yes, there's a lot that I have on my list of to-do for this evening. So with that in mind, who wants to jump straight in?
Me.
Right. Title sequence.
Hello, I'm Nate, and I'll be playing Griffin, a Sanguivar bard.
Hi, I'm Livy, and I'm playing Abe, the Guardian Keeper.
Hello, my name is Theo, and I'll be playing Cooper, a Dragon Scent rogue.
Hi, my name is Georgia, and I'll be playing Cassandra, an Asavar sorcerer.
Hi, I'm Tim, and I'm playing Gardy, Majani Druid.
And my name is DM Dan, the Games Master in this adventure. There are some who see others in a particular light, convinced that a given person is inherently good or bad. Most would decry such absolute statements as folly, devoid of empathy or consideration of morality. No one is born good or evil. They would point to incidental or deliberate circumstances in a person's life that could have affected their trajectory through life, much like how a dam or fallen tree both affects the flow of a river. They would argue that such a deterministic idea robs someone of their own agency and choice, seemingly unable to be anything more than what they are. And yet, there would be those that turn to Elsewhere's recent history, providing one of many countless examples of foundational heroism, villainy, loyalty, betrayal, to support the idea that maybe some people are just naturally inclined to leaning one way or another. Perhaps, then, the truth is somewhere in between. Through our actions, we foster aspects we hold dear in those around us, in the hopes that a planted seed will bloom into something beautiful. But sometimes, it can grow into something that strangles the life out of all that come near. And so, we find the five of you in the middle of a heavily forested area. The sounds of, when he finds it, I've lost me. I'll find it in a sec. With the sounds of the rain beating down on the canopy of the trees overhead, punctuated by the staccato booms of thunder every now and then. As the so Cass, Cooper, Gardy, and Griffin, arguably your attention is somewhere between your keeper companion, Abe, and this young lady keeper who's emerged from the undergrowth alongside this large green stripe furred kind of leonine-like creature with two long horns raising from its foreheads, feathered wings attaching from the base of its front paws up to its kind of shoulder joints. Its tail swishing angrily as it inspects the five of you. More specifically, perhaps you're focused on the words that have just come out of this young keeper's mouth. You're not supposed to be here, Father. What do you do, Abe?
I think Abe takes a step kind of ahead of everyone, looking at his daughter, who he hasn't seen for a number of years, and says, "Well, I didn't come to disturb you. I didn't think you'd be here right now."
The look on the keeper's face tells you that she's not entirely convinced she's not convinced with the power of that statement. And her eyes narrow. The other four of you are acutely aware of the sounds of sort of like encroaching keepers, and it's quite daunting being surrounded by these like 8 to 9 foot behemoths that you can't help but shake the feeling that the foliage that's kind of cracking or snapping under their hooves seems almost deliberate, almost like a concerted intimidation effort, because you get the feeling that this group could pass through the forest silently.
I think Abe, hearing this and realizing that there's more than just her here, sort of, tries to get himself between her and the rest of them, and just says, your fight's with me, not them. They've got nothing to do with it. They didn't even know you were here.
The woman at this moment then breaks her gaze away from you, Abe, for the first time, and she regards the other four of you, who, like, you, as she peers at you, turn by turn, there's a flash of lightning that illuminates her face for a moment long enough that you immediately notice the similarity with her eyes and Abe's. But as she looks to the four of you, why are you trespassing on my island? She says.
Well, have you not seen what's going on?
Not you, she says.
I think Cass would step forward. She's got her hand on where she keeps alimony, the pistol. And she'd meet this keeper's eye. So, we're here with the explorers of elsewhere. Come to investigate this weather.
The girl tilts her head and... Explorers? Here?
That's right.
And there's a somewhat wry... it's somewhere between a smirk and a sneer. Why are the lapdogs of Avamore here?
Lapdogs.
You came here once before, and you were wholly unprepared for what lay on this island. You set up your little beach huts on the mound. Why have you returned to this island?
This weather. And I assure you, I am very prepared.
She looks back and forth. You are all explorers, she says, and she looks at the four of you, so Griffin, Cooper, Gardy, Gas, and then her attention sneaks back to you, Abe, and then she kind of looks away. Are you all here on explorer business? Oh,
yes.
I don't think.
Oh, Nathan, you're on mute.
I think you're on mute.
Oh, sorry about that. Not us. We're just here as Cooper. What we here? Why? Who are we here?
We're just assisting.
They're all
not
here on behalf
experts.
of the explorers of elsewhere. I have commandeered their assistance.
Yes.
Sure.
The keeper eyes you for a moment, Cass, and then she turns her head to look to you, Gardy. You're being mighty quiet.
I felt it weren't my place to interfere. And forgive me, but my purpose is a little different, perhaps, from my friends. While I'm not here seeking your people, I would speak with you. I must speak with the spirits. But watch this place.
You hold yourself as one who is attuned with nature and the spirits.
I do.
Gardy, you notice the keepers kind of surrounding you, they kind of glance side to side at one another, and you can, like, over the sound of the thump, like the thumping rain, you can hear like a couple of whispers ripple between them. Perhaps you, she says, looking at you, Gardy, and then to you, Cass, perhaps you can be of use to us. We will escort you to our village. There is matters we would discuss, including what to do with this exile who stands among your number.
I told you, I didn't. It's not my fault. I was exiled. Blame your precious leader.
There's a mutter of like the murmurs, the whispers, Gardy, that you heard suddenly flash slightly into like anger and irritation, and surprisingly fast. This young young keeper, Abe's daughter, you would assume, her head flicks and her arm comes up, and this large warhammer she's holding in one hand, its head made of this shiny, smooth, kind of white marble-like rock with veins of like a jade that run through it. She hefts it effortlessly to point it at Abe's like chin. I am the leader, she says. But I'm sure Malguva will have words for you.
I got words for her as well. That's all I'm saying.
So, is there, like, as the keepers begin to move in, is there anything that you lot want to ask before we escort?
The Gabe's looking at them just like, don't ask too many questions.
Sorry,
How far are we walking?
So let's have a little look-see at the map. So you are currently, let's turn that one on, and then let's let that load up. Okay, so you currently are around about here on the island. So you travelled up from Dorlashol to the south. You made landfall. I guess I could even do this was a little squiggly line to show your journey. So you sailed up, you moored, and then you kind of followed this river along to your current location. Nate, was that a Nate question or a Griffin out loud question? Griffin out loud question. One of the sort of like the keeper hunters, like sidles up to you and, well, as he's passing you, says, "It is not a long walk for us, but for a short leg like you, it will be considerably longer."
Oh, okay. Could we get any help? Is there? I'm just asking.
Abe just tries to muffle. Like you can't just ask like big people to give you lifts. Like you can't just ask for uppies from like unknown sort of clan members. Like
I mean, more like, do you have any like wagons or anything? I mean, we don't want to be like lagging behind or anything.
The the keepers, their number's about 6 keepers, including like Abe's daughter and this, but not including like the large green kind of lion-like like panther-like creature. But the way that these 6 keepers like turn to look at you, and there's some similarities perhaps with the way that Abe may have turned to look at you in the past, but I don't know, there's just something a bit more, and like, dare I say it, primal about their look. There isn't they don't answer, they simply look at you and then turn to carry on heading in the direction that they were heading in.
Griffin just shrugs and goes, well, no harm in asking.
I will just well, just before we get going, I'll just say, excuse me, I'm sorry, but what was your name, Khan?
Well, is Abe waiting? Is Abe jumping at the chance to answer, or no?
Yeah, I mean, Abe can jump in. He's just kind of like, well, if we're all going now, we got, and she just points everyone out. We got Cass, Cooper, Griffin, Gardy, everyone. This is, my daughter, I guess, is Brynja.
The keeper lady stops, and like you all watch as like her shoulders raise, like they tense up, and she like half turns her head. My name is Yalna, she says.
Oh.
And Abe, Abe, what's going through your head as your daughter tells you her name is not the one that you gave her, but it is one that is close to your wife?
Yes. Where's everyone? Wife. My wife. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a sort of... I mean, he's not got a lot of colour in his face because he's grey, but all the colour that he does have in his face just kind of drains out. Like, sort of this... as if he's seen a ghost, or heard a ghost, should I say. And he says, oh, when did you take on that name?
She's moving at the head of her pack, and like loud enough so you can hear. She just shouts out, long enough ago that you should have known.
Well, I would have known if you wouldn't have kicked me off the island.
As we'll cut to sort of like the journey through the forest. It's hard work, especially keeping up with these keepers who just like they're well. I mean, Abe seems okay. I mean, these are old stomping grounds, but yeah, the other keepers just seem quite adept with their kind of long hoofed legs, just sort of like striding through the undergrowth. But the other 4 of you have to like. You're almost at a near constant state of like a slow jog to keep up with the keepers, and it doesn't help that sort of like your feet are kind of sinking into the foliage or slipping on the rain slick ground. But I guess it probably feels better having like a determined destination, like the route to follow, as opposed to the kind of the general wandering that you had. whilst you're heading through, the keepers, like two of the 6 keepers, are sort of like loitering behind you to make sure that none of you kind of get lost. But they're not really paying any of you all that much attention. Are there any conversations that we zoom in on whilst you're going?
I mean, Abe will try to get some information to them before they get there of what to expect. But it's kind of obviously a bit of a mumbled conversation because he doesn't want them to overhear. But he'll try and whisper, right. And I don't want to use the word cult, but it's not far off. Everything went a bit awry, you see, and they've got this leader. She's a right bitch. Her name's McGover. Don't believe a word she says. She's acid. They all went a bit weirdy, and I was like, no, I don't like this. This is all a bit much, isn't it? And they went, oh no, well you can get off the island then. And that's kind of, I mean, I'm skipping some steps, but that's kind of what, that's the general gist, is they went a bit weird. I said, no, that's a bit weird. And they said, well, you can get off then. But, so just be careful, because they do weird things, and they're a bit, ooky kooky. But they will kill you if they feel like it. So, So no, don't ask too many questions, he says, just like directly looking at between Griffin and Gardy in a kind of, you shut your mouth and you don't go digging. Right? And they won't do...
What were you talking about? I wasn't...
Don't be talking, changing into no eagles and talking about magic and spirits and stuff, because they'll have opinions and they'll lap it up, but then they'll get you in, and then they'll be like, oh well, maybe we should kill you or something. I don't know what they'll do. I don't know, but don't, just careful. Just be careful.
You just misunderstood the name.
No, it's no misunderstood. There's no misunderstood.
If they find out that we're all right, then they might help us. They might help us to get where we need to go.
They think of no one but themselves and their own agenda. Whatever they do, they're just gonna use it. They'll use it against you. Don't be thinking that they're our friends, because they ain't. I mean, that's my family, and they just kicked me out like it was nobody's. It was like nothing.
I've got to say, when you said agenda, I was like, oh, maybe the cult he's talking about is the woke agenda that Abe hates.
Yeah, they're all there. They're marrying each other. There's boys kissing boys.
Happy Pride, everyone.
It ain't right.
Oh.
It's like politely asking your weird father to leave the group chat.
I'm just saying, back in my day.
Okay. So, between the 5 of you, you end up traveling for approximately, let's say, like 30 to 45 minutes. It's not that long in the grand scheme of things if you weren't having to jog, like pseudo jog for most of it. And the rain only seems to be kind of getting worse as you go, the further you go. It's like it's difficult. Like, you've only been on the island for maybe like 3, possibly 4 hours tops, but it's difficult. I can only imagine it feels like a significant amount of time has passed, because like you left Dorlashar pretty much at the crack of dawn. but it has been almost like midnight pitch black overhead since you arrived. The storm clouds overhead are so thick they're blocking out any semblance of sort of like well, the vast majority of the sunlight, and whatever is peeling through seems more like a pale, sickly imitation of moonlight, only like supported by the blasts of like white pink lightning that arc across the skies. And Abe, I guess you obviously know where you're going, Abe. But the four of you, the other four of you, there is a moment where you, like, the whole journey seems to have been uphill as well, which is equally as annoying. But you reach a crest in this foliage, in this forested area, where in front of you, bonk, bonk, bonk. In front of you, you see the telltale signs of the edge of a village. Starting with Cooper, Theo specifically. As you see this sort of like forest, this keeper forest village, what's the first thing that grabs your attention?
I think for Cooper, he sees like this very strange kind of makeshift, like built out of like branches well, like in the center of the village, kind of square, if you want to call it a square. Probably isn't even a square. This is like a kind of an open area, and it's like, it feels like it was once a tree that has kind of been dug out. And then there's like the hanging basket in the middle, and it feels very much like an orthodox well. And Cooper's never seen anything like it before.
Okay, so almost like a hollowed out tree, but it seems to be hollowed out into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so center of the village, like a hollow tree well.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the first thing Cassandra notices?
I imagine sort of scattered around, either kind of hanging as doorways or sort of curtain aspects, and sometimes even sort of interwoven into roofs, sort of like thatched roofing, sort of really intricately knotted vines. So sort of in the way that you would loom something, vines have been loomed to sort of create patterns and suggestion of images, and kind of in the way that you would sew something, and they're spread all around in different images.
Okay, so if I dub that like vine knitted artwork.
Yeah.
Knitted, big air quotes. Okay. Yeah, so I can imagine that they you draw some kind of parallels in your mind with the pennants that hung across the street, like over the streets of Dorlachal, like the fabrics, the clotheslines almost, but yeah, these twisted vines that hang from one to the other. Amazing. Okay. Gardy, what's the first thing you notice?
Over every doorway there is a small chime made of pieces of bone and antler and feather that is kind of clattering away in the wind.
Okay. So chimes of bone, antler, and feather over every door. Yeah, surprisingly, the clatter, the chorus of clattering chimes reaches your ears without being completely drowned out by the storm overhead. Perhaps it's because of the violent way the chimes are being kind of swung around by the storm. What's the first thing Griffin notices?
There is in one of the very few sort of like stone structures. So it's not like a building so much. It's sort of like an open sort of stone area. He notices huge animal carcasses that are hung up to dry the meat that's on them. Much bigger than any animal that he's ever seen.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, just looking at this, this sort of like storage building, if nothing else, like it looks like it would feed many villagers for a considerable amount of time, but it also dawns on you that these things are prowling the islands that you are on. Okay, so in a stone structure, hanging huge animal carcasses. And last but not least, what does Abe see that secretly, perhaps, he's quite happy to have seen for the first time in a long time?
I think he will see there's like a large sort of fire pit that is in the middle, or sort of by the village, that has sort of logs and things surrounding it, which is kind of like a hub of their community. And he is sort of reminded of times where everyone would sit around and chat, and it was when he used to live here before.
Okay. Well, I think what I might suggest then is that as you kind of crest the hill and you see the village of Rice in front of you, like the other four of you notice your four things respectively, but Abe, when you turn to sort of like look to the fire pit, you notice that the fire is extinguished. The area around it is abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives off the vibe that you can't help but get the feeling that maybe it hasn't been used in a while. So yeah, you have arrived at the village of Riceville Nar. So as you enter into the village proper, I guess it's potentially, what are we thinking? Are people living in like constructed? Let's say that the buildings that people are living in are constructed, but they seem to be kind of emerging from these kind of large tree trunks, these large trunked trees, I should say, that you can only assume are similarly hollowed, much like the well tree in the center of the village. But as you walk through, you can see that sort of like most of the windows are shuttered, presumably to protect from the constant rains. But like there's a few that are like creak open as you pass, and you can see like keepers peering out from you. But they're actually peering down at you given the height of these windows. So it's quite bizarre almost to be walking through this village of giants, as you're led towards what appears to be this kind of large central structure. It's near the other four of you notice this kind of extinguished fire pit. There are what seem to be sitting stones and like smaller fire pits off the back of it. You can like Abe, you see the area where sort of like the young keepers would gather together for like story time. Perhaps, Gardy, you also recognize similarities in what you're seeing from the village to what you grew up with, perhaps. But as you head towards this structure, it's got this like peaked central roof, and then two sort of like long wings that emerge from the left and right hand side of it. And there's almost a curtain of rainwater dripping off the edges of this curved roof, made up of thatched vines, to sort of like splash on the forest floor. And Garda, you suspect that this must be the main like hall, if you will, as you notice that the chimes above its great doors are not made up of like bones or antlers, but collections, like it's a gallery of animal skulls that make hollow dong, dong, dong noises as they clatter into one another. And as you're led inside, the sounds of the thunderstorm kind of quieten down as you enter, and it's surprisingly, there are patches of warmth throughout this place, like from various fires that are lit here and there, and you can see that at the head of this long like animal fur rug is a large high-backed chair at the head of this long table that runs left to right with a number of seats along it. And you all watch as Yalna moves around the table and then takes her seat. Like, sits down in this large kind of commanding throne-like chair. Abe, you are consciously aware that there are keepers that have noticed you enter, and they are like whispering to one another. Cassandra, they remind you somewhat of sort of like the socialites of Avamore, gossiping on the market streets about who's done what recently. So, I don't know, maybe it is a bit odd to see keepers doing it in a way, especially in this kind of environment. And as Yalna takes a seat, she gestures to the chairs at the long table that runs in front of her, gesturing for you all to take a seat.
I think Abe will remain standing.
Griffin will sit down, he's knackered.
Yes, yes. Yalna insists that Cassandra and Gardy take the seats closest to her, like almost directly in front of her. And as, like, without saying a word, you see like a number of like plates, in effect. Plates are brought into this large hall. Like the ceiling overhead is high up. You can see large kind of wooden beams stretching overhead with various bits of kind of natural decoration hanging down. But the plates that are served up contain all sorts of sort of like cured like meat jerkies, like slices. There are berries. Like Griffin, you like in the bowl in front of you, there are berries as large, like blue coloured berries as large as your fist. And yeah, as the food is laid out, and you notice that the food is primarily just for the 5 of you, really. Well, 4 of you. No one's giving you anything, Abe.
because he's not sat down.
And Ialna tilts her head and, please, eat. You are our guests.
Oh, thanks. Very much appreciate it. And Griffin's like,
I'll probably crack on as well.
I think Abe will just kind of point out one of the like yellow berries that are in the mix. And he goes, "Don't eat those ones. I took some. I mean, I don't think you've got the stomach. I think you've got to eat that since you were young to be able to tolerate those ones."
Is Griffin just kind of half eating?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure a little one should have those.
What's it gonna do?
Well, well, I guess we'll find out.
I'm gonna make that note. Griffin ate the yellow berry. Okay.
Mark several stress.
Well,
can I try? Sorry.
Yes, go on, Tim.
Can I try and like steal a couple of bread rolls or something and just hide them away?
Just keep the bread rolls.
Later.
Baguettes.
You absolutely can. Yes. There's a point where you're not entirely sure if you were, for all intents and purposes, caught in the act of smuggling carbs off the table. It's like we're talking like flatbreads here, like whether or not you were caught or not, no one says anything, and almost like, and in fact, when this sort of like bowl of like flatbread is emptied, both from your pickings, Gardy, and everyone else kind of grabbing their own, like another plate of, like a smaller plate of flatbreads is brought to the table. But yeah, you notice that Yalna, like as you kind of tuck into your food, Yalna is quiet, and for any of you who look to her, you notice that she's more just like leaning back on her chair, like stroking her chin and studying you. But Gardy, she does seem most interested. Her attention, you notice, does seem mostly focused on you.
I'm going to assume it's because I've like put a couple of flatbreads in my bag and I'm like sweating.
The silence is broken only by Abe kind of leaning over and being like, "Oh, I wouldn't eat that." And anything that any of you want to chirp up with.
I think Cass will kind of slightly awkwardly during the dinner just kind of look over at Gardy, or not even really look at Gardy, just sort of while they're eating, and just be like, Are you okay?
I'm just very out of my depth, Cass.
I mean,
I think we all are.
the tree earlier.
Honestly, I'm fine. I barely knew what happened.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
It's not the first time I've been attacked by the undergrowth.
Somehow I'm not surprised by that.
I'll tell you the story sometime. How about you? I mean, that's been a bit of a whirlwind with unexpected company.
I don't know what you're talking about. We got on the island. We're here. We made it. We're fine.
We are.
Cass, you are now on the island. You have successfully arrived. How much does being in the natives' village, like how much did that factor into the plan? What is the plan now that you're here?
I think Cass's entire plan up until this point has been reach island, find gods, profit.
Close for profit, yes.
I don't think it even crossed her mind that there would be people on the island, that there would
Sure.
be things living on the island. In her mind, it was just gods on island. Find. So now I think she is slightly bamboozled, slightly thrown by the arrival of people here, and obviously a culture here as well, and trees that eat people who are probably her friend. So yeah, she is spending most of their time just staring at this keeper who has led them here. She is certain that she is going to tell them the information that she needs, but also she is very distracted by this place. And it is kind of bringing out a bit of her that she's not felt in a while, which is very curious about everything. Okay. But still, her main focus is, where are these things that she's come for?
What in the room piques your interest the most?
How big is this room? Did you say again?
So I guess the easiest way for me to describe it is picture like if you had like a Viking long hall mixed with like Celtic, Saxon, lots of knotty, viney kind of aesthetics. So quite large.
I think on several sections of the wall are kind of huge reams. They look like they've been torn like whole from trees of kind of bark, dead bark, the underside of bark that's been painted or carved into in various ways, sort of depicting these huge animals and kind of trees and keepers for scale.
In which case, there are two. I would argue that there are two specifically that seem to kind of hold prominence of the various kind of carvings, and one depicts. So the hanging, like the bark canvas, if you will, the one on the right depicts this large winged bird. It looks remarkably sort of like eagle-like, but with these large kind of resplendent wings, two powerful looking legs tipped with what you imagine would be quite devastatingly sharp claws. And it seems to be sort of like radiating this light almost. That's the impression you get from the depiction. And then on the canvas to the left, on the left-hand side of the hall, it's this almost sort of like winged insectoid creature. It looks like it has powerful legs that are then topped with like a thin kind of midriff, large kind of a larger thorax, these wings that blossom out of its back, powerful like claws on the end of its arms, and this mantis. It almost looks like somewhere between like a mantis head or a, well, it looks almost draconic in a way, somewhere between. It's got the kind of large bulbous eyes, but then its face kind of tapers into this kind of snout-like maw. And it also appears to be radiating some sort of energy. But I would expect, with your knowledge score of +1. Actually, no. I will ask for the reaction knowledge roll.
I mean, I do have well-travelled and researcher experiences.
In which case, we will let you auto pass that then. You can't help but imagine that these two kind of large drawings, these artworks, depict that the bird is Burunan, one of the titans, one of the primal the world spirits, and the other is Faisa, So, yes, if there were any evidence that you've had so far that there are absolutely gods that kind of preside in this place, if nothing else, these keepers appear to worship them, perhaps, if that's what the artwork is in aid of. How's Cooper doing?
Cooper's just enjoying a hot meal. He's no longer jogging. He's keeping quiet because Abe said that was the right thing to do, and he knows good advice when he hears it. And hoping that Griffin isn't ill on yellow berries. He's doing all right. he's just, again, trying to take it all in. He's a bit bamboozled again. I don't think he was expecting what he was expecting on the island either. I think anything he's done on the island previously has been like very brief on like the shore, and that's it, with the pirates, and that's it. So this is very different territory for him.
Yeah, this feels like relatively deep heartlands, Titan Isles.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but by the we should bear in mind that you lot are I say only, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're only sort of like 10 to 12 miles inland, but I mean you're about a third of the way across. Like if you travelled another 24 miles, you'll reach the other shore, kind of thing. So yeah, you are quite deep in it. How are you finding the recent revelations?
Recent revelations. What in what Abe having a mysterious family and background and everything else. I think.
Did you feel like?
I feel like Cooper. Yeah, I think he did. It's not like he knows Abe very well, but you don't exile yourself. Like like a lonely man living on his own on an island away from people seems to scream that maybe he's getting away from people or something else is afoot. It kind of answers the question, but he doesn't know Abe very well yet. Perhaps he will ask him about it at some point, but it feels like we're going to find out regardless whether Abe wants to tell us about it or not. So he's being respectful and not digging. Abe will reveal in his own time, or his daughter will in this case. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I can only imagine Abe is sort of like lurking behind the four of you sat down. He's maybe have you grabbed a seat on a stool that was just sort of like by a watering urn, and you're just
I can imagine just kind of
effectively sat in the corner,
just like smoking, like looking, like not looking at Yara, but looking at her, and then kind of like taking in how much she looks like him and his her mum, and just kind of looking at her, and then kind of having obviously questions and wanting to ask her things, and then just kind of looking down at his, like he sees her like looking at her, and then he just like looks down at his feet again and just pretends that he's not looking at her, and then just looks back again and then just pretends. He's just like, I don't got no feelings or nothing.
Okay, so yeah, Abe very, very definitively taking the opportunity to light his pipe, given that you've lost your flint and stone on the flint.
Yeah, no, the moment that he saw that we're in
light
the
up my
longhouse,
fire pit.
he knows the fire pits, and he's just straight in there.
Amazing. Okay, in which case, as a four of you plus Abe take this all in, Yalna breaks the silence by saying, I suppose it was only a matter of time before your explorers came here, she says. I suspect you are inquiring. You were alerted by the storm. she says, looking to Cassangardi. What do you hope to achieve here? What makes you suspect that this storm is anything but usual?
The air feels wrong. The trees seem angry or energized somehow. There's something off here. You must have felt it.
Garda, you notice as you kind of question Yalna, like you see her shift somewhat, like she's shifting uncomfortably in her throne, and it immediately kind of gives you a pang that there's perhaps something else that's not quite right that's happening here. We have experienced many storms like this, and we will weather this one much as we have the others. All we need to do is continue to have faith.
I am sure your people will make it through this, but if we are to help you, if there is anything you know, it would be a great service to us.
Yalna, like Abe, you look up as you're looking at your daughter as Gardy's talking to her. Perhaps it's the paternal bonds, but you can see that Yalna, like her face says she's clearly struggling with something, like she's fighting with something, and like she opens her mouth and she goes to form words, but the noise doesn't make it out. And before she gets a chance to answer, you hear the doors to the great hall swing open, and a voice echoes, like ricochets off the walls, very unlike Yalna's, which she's managed to keep quite kind of contained. What is this travesty? You hear, and there's a shuffle clomp, shuffle clomp, shuffle clomp. And Abe, you feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end. What is he doing here? You hear Malgulva demand from the back of the hall. And Yalna looks up and... I have invited them as guests, Malgulva. It is only kind that we offer hospitality to dwellers of Dorlashar. And Abe, you watch as this creaky old keeper, who's now shrunk down to a mere 7-ish foot with her kind of hunched nature, she kind of drags her. It's almost like she's rowing as she walks, using the stick as an oar. But like she gets alongside you, and like the look on her face is one of absolute disgust. Do you not remember the meaning of exile, girl? She says, like she spits at Yalna, like pointing this kind of crooked, bony finger in your direction. And like she carries on shuffling towards the table alongside the four of you. I'm sure that your stay here is only fleeting, she says to the four of you.
I think A was like, I see spite's keeping you alive then.
Like Malgulva audibly hisses at you. And like she turns to look at the four of you, and I'm surprised you made it this far. I'm surprised you have not become an appetizer for the creatures of the Isles. When after they finish their meal, she says, turning back to Yana, cast them back out. We do not have enough supplies for this charity, she says. Are you all keeping stum, or?
Well, Abe's got a lot to say, but it depends how we're...
Yeah, you're just getting more and more red in the background.
Griffin is going to get up. He's going to wander over to Abe, and he's going to say, are you sure you don't want to eat anything? Like, it sounds like they're going to kick us out. You might eat, it might do you some help. Like, it's going to keep us going, maybe? You sure?
I'll have nothing unless they offer it me.
Oh, I don't think they're going to do that. How about this? And he digs into his bag, and he pulls out the stamina potion that he got from the little outpost, and gives that to Abe and said, like, well, you're probably going to need this more, and hands it to you.
Oh. Ruffle his hair.
So you said no asking questions.
Yarp.
What about singing? And before you can even answer, he goes up and says, I just want to say, like, thank you for your hospitality. There's not much, obviously, we can repay. How about a beautiful song to accompany this meal? And he is going to play a relaxing song for anyone who has any HP, can reclaim a hit point as well.
None of us are relaxed.
I will just say what, Nate, while you're punching that through, the meal and the chance to sit down, like the shelter, if any of you do need it, we can do we can count this as a short rest. So you'll get a couple of pips on, I think it's one activity for a short rest, I believe.
Yeah, he can do one thing.
So yeah, if you between the five of you, if you want to decide how you want to, which activity you'd like to do during your short rest, I would suggest that projects probably aren't on the menu for this one. But yeah, you can certainly get back stress or armor or hit points, and then we'll find out what you've done when we next come back to you.
I think on a short rest you can do 2.
You can do
it's
2.
only like so unlike a long rest where you can fix all your armor, you can only fix one armor slot.
Right. Okay. Yes. That sounds all right. Okay. Well, yeah. So between the 5 of you, if you figure out what you want to do, we'll have a little bit of time to figure that out. Yes. So Griffin, what does this song sound like again? Sorry.
So he's going to play a relaxing song. It will clear anyone in close range their hit points, which I think is only me and Abe. So we both get 1 hit point back. I think he's going to sort of rattle his brain a bit and find a song that he's probably learnt from other keepers, and play something that they may possibly know. So it's a very sort of quite stoic, quite slow, but just sort of trying to sort of ease the mood, not something too upbeat.
Is it Father and Son by Cat Stevens?
Exactly that. I'm happy to make a presence roll if you want to see how they take it.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
go.
We'll see. It'll be a gauge of just how much of a stink eye Malgulva gives you.
Over. Yeah.
It's a 16 with hope.
In which case, I would say, Griffin, that whilst there is an initial flurry of emotions aimed in your direction as you start to play this song, but perhaps this is a beautifully well-timed performance to just like allow the tensions to simmer down slightly. And you notice like Malgulva seems like a real, like from the minutes that you've known her, you've kind of pegged her as a real piece of work. Like her heart seemingly is as gnarled as her, the rest of her. But like even she softens ever so slightly, and sort of like she turns to Yalna, and sorry, the doors to the hall reopen, and you notice a couple of like hunters. So these are the sort of keepers that were accompanying Yalna when they found you. So these kind of flowing robes. There's a like bone whites and kind of dark leathers, and you notice that their shoulder, like their bits of armor that they have hanging off various parts from like their shoulders, their thighs, is made of this same kind of white marbly texture that Yalna's hammerhead appears to be made from. But yeah, these two kind of defenders, like village defenders, come in, and Malgulva, you're sought after at the pits. You've been summoned to the pits, Malgulva, and the old crone just mutters something under her breath. Looks at Abe, mutters something else as her face contorts, and then she turns back to Yalna, and as soon as they've finished, she says, and then she dunk, like rows her way out, shuffling along, leaning heavily on her walking stick. Yalna looks to you, and it would seem that your time is short. Your time with us is short. Would you like to be returned to where we found you, or somewhere else?
How can we talk to the spirits?
Yalna, like, there's a sudden intake of breath from the young keeper woman as she kind of looks around, and like you see her kind of glance sideways to a window to the outside, and it's a window where the shutter is kind of blown open, and you can hear the sort of like this howling wind that you can hear through it. You can see that there's a patch where the rain's able to get through onto the stone floor of the hall. Ever since in recent times, we have spent less time speaking to Burunan and Pfizer in lieu of a greater power. But there was a location where we could commune with them on the hills to the northwest. If perhaps you were to head there, you may perhaps the spirit stones still stand within a shrine atop the hill that overlooks the forested valley. Cass, give me a presence roll, please.
Where's my presence?
Am I able to assist on this, or is this a reactionary one?
You can. I guess this would be. Yeah, Gardy, if you're kind of joining in with Cassandra on the how can we speak to them? Yeah, if you want to help, you can spend a hope, and then that will give Cass advantage.
Kind eyes, Gardy.
I'll use clarity of nature to create a space of natural serenity within close range. So, like the sound of the whipping wind and the beating rain and stuff subside into sort of the gentle breeze of a plane around those of us who are sitting there. And I'm hoping that'll help somehow.
Okay. Have you got our shiny new macro, Tim? Or
ooh, maybe I have a shiny new macro.
Just while you're searching, it's called Hope. It's in the Daggerheart folder. But yes, okay. So with the spent hope, Cass, if you want to roll a presence with advantage, if you've got any experiences.
I don't think I do.
Okay.
Just hard-headed to really ask that question. 15.
No, okay, that is fine. A 15 with fear. So.
Oh, and does Cass have any stress?
Let me check. I don't. Does she? She might do. Yes. No, she doesn't.
I can clear one stress from someone, so if anyone's nearby who wants to clear a stress.
Has anyone got stress?
Bubble it up.
Not Abe, that's surprising. Malgorva,
Yeah.
you could clear one of her stress.
I'll clear one from Yalna because it seems like she's having a hard time.
Sure. Okay.
Drop in the ocean for Malgorva's stress.
Okay. So on a success with fear. D&D gains a fear, hooray! Yeah, so Yalna says, it explains about these spirit stones in the shrine atop the hill overlooking the forested valley. But then she kind of pauses, and you can see that she's like fighting with some kind of internal conflict, and then she says, that area is now deemed off limits to the village of Rice-Vilnar. So I can afford you no aid. I can offer you no one to go up there, but whilst you are perhaps not privy to the communion rituals of our peoples, of our commune, perhaps, she says, looking at you, Gardy, you might be able to figure it out on your own.
And who's it you know, worship?
She takes a breath, and you watch as she almost mindlessly places her hand on the head of her warhammer, of her maul, and you see her fingers almost sort of dance across the smooth marbly surface. We worship the mountain spirits of the south now. And thinking about your geography, you all know that the Titan Isles are all mountaintops. That's precisely what they are. Just kind of the eye, basically what's poking out of the sea is these mountains that got dropped in the ocean, just kind of compressed into landmass. But yeah, thinking of the geography, the only quote mountain to the south, if we're not counting Dorlachal, being the peak of a mountain, is there is a particularly large peak that juts out of the southeast island. That is the closest thing to a mountain on the Titan Isles. But yeah, Abe, that's... I don't know, would Abe have known about this change of kind of direction in worship? I guess that might be why.
The great tension.
Yes.
Yeah, so Abe is, well, especially after seeing Mongolva's still alive, that they are still worshipping this other entity, and he just shakes his head, sort of as she's speaking of it, and he looks to her and says, "Well, how's it getting on for you then? Because I don't... I mean, it doesn't look like it's going well, does it?"
You say Mr. Yolna, sorry.
Yeah.
She looks to you, and there's for a moment you see the look of your child, the look your child gave you when seemingly asking for help. You see this kind of vulnerability that you are acutely aware of through her childhood, and then it's sort of she forcibly washes this look away and replaces it with this stern, grim demeanor that eerily mirrors that of Malgulva. As I said, we have weathered storms like this before, and we shall do so again.
So, the old standing stones, the whole village ain't allowed up there no more.
Ever since it was decreed heathenistic, we have steered away from them.
I bet that's Molgova's doing.
Molgova has shown us the eminent power of the winds of the south, and through their gifts, she says, and you're once again drawn to her fingers dancing across the surface of the hammerhead. Through their gifts, we are blessed. It is a shame you could not see the sense of it. It appears that you have finished your meals. I'm afraid this is not a climate for extended hospitality. If I would strongly suggest you follow the river back south to the shore and return to your town of Dorleshal. But if you were encouraged to cling to old traditions, she says, looking at you, Abe, you will find the shrine to the Titans to the northwest. I'm sure you remember the way. Abel Rick. Do any of you have anything left to say? It sounds like she's kicking you out. Okay. Well, this was a jolly little dinner party that you've all just had.
We made several new friends.
Just real quick then, what 2 short rest thingies is Abe taking? Tend to wounds, clear stress, repair armor. What are you going for? Oh, you're muted, I think.
Muted.
Yeah, still.
Muted.
Oh no, you're not now. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna 1 hit point heal, please. And that's about all that I need, unless I can gain a home.
You can prepare.
I can
Would you
prepare.
care to prepare with me, Livy?
I would jolly love to prepare with Ardy.
As we get out of the tent,
Are we
and, like,
preparing?
under some trees or something. Yes, and I'll take the flatbreads out and be like, thought you might want a taste of home.
Oh, that's nice.
They're yours if you want them.
Let's get crunked and eat some flatbreads.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay,
We're probably
so-
going to need them again when we get the munchies in about 20 minutes.
When that yellow fruit kicks in for Griffin, he's going to be tripping balls.
Okay, so Gardy, so Abe is preparing. So new macro, hooray! Boop. I clicked the wrong person, but Gardy goes up by 2 hope because you're also preparing. So you now go up
Hooray.
to 5, and Abe goes up 2
I
hope.
do it.
Oh, you do it. So you're also up to 5. Okay, so Gardy, you are preparing with Abe. What else are you doing?
I'll take a sec to fix my armor, please.
Okie dokie.
I think is it 1d4 armor in general?
1d4 plus 2 for your tier.
Wonderful. Oh, that's potentially a lot of armor. 1d4 plus 2. That'll do it.
Okay. What's Cooper doing?
I actually have a question for Cass, because if it depends on the answer to the question, I will be able to prepare or not prepare. So Cooper will, as they're leaving, or like preparing to leave, Cooper will be like, you know that blinking thing? Like how far can you blink someone? Let's say me. How far could you blink? Like, is there a limit, or is it just as far as you can see?
I'm happy to test it for you.
Sure. Okay. Because, it might be useful. And he gestures to his crossbow, and he's got his grappling hook and a rope. And he's like, we could potentially, if we need to get over the trees to view where we're going, you could send me up. I can use my grappling hook to get myself down. But a vantage point, perhaps.
Sounds vaguely dangerous. I'm willing to do that.
Not much has changed then. Okay. So yeah, that's Cooper is preparing to use his expertise to watch out for places of safety or enemies.
So Cooper is gaining 2 hope with the macro. Boom! You are now up to 6.
Well, hey, and I'd like to clear my stress because I had 1 stress.
Okay. Yep, so you'll clear that out. Speaking of Cassandra, what are your 2 activities?
Cassandra will heal her hit point. Actually, no, she will heal her armor. Sorry, she will repair her armor. I think that's all she needs to do. Actually,
Would you also like to prepare?
yes. I'm trying to work out how she would prepare.
If you've already prepared with Cooper, then you get
Yeah,
to
that-
that.
That's true. Yeah,
Technically, yeah, the conversation.
I suppose
was-
it counts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Cassandra, I'll tack those on for you as well. So you also go up by 2 hope, takes you up to 4. And you're repairing your armor, so that'll probably take you up to 4. And last but not least, Griffin.
There's not a lot else I really need to do, so I'm going to do 2 prepares. And they're not really prepares. I think one, he's going to feel a little bit more hopeful now that he's sort of performed a song and he's actually seen some sort of not massively smiling faces, but some agreeable faces, and I think that sort of calms his nerves a bit. It feels a little bit more at home that sort of like his music can sort of calm the situation. So that's going to gain him one hope. And then the other hope he's going to get is from seeing Cooper and Cassandra having a sort of relatively civil conversation.
Huge gains right there.
So he's just going to go...
Only slightly snide.
Okay, so that gains you 2 hope as well?
Yep.
Okay, have you got the macro on your...
I do. Let me see if I can get it working.
Oh.
Yay!
Hey! So you gain 2 and go up to 6. Oh, you guys are tanked up. You're going to be fine for walking back to wherever it is you're walking to. So, with all that in mind, we have our... as long rest is done, Yalna thanks you for your time, I guess. And as the 5 of you are led out of the Great Hall back into the storm, let's grab a quick 10-minute break. Livy has already done a runner, so we'll just so we'll join her in a second. If you are well, thank you for watching. For those of you who are watching, if you are enjoying it, make sure to hit the like button, get involved in chat, and then I'll be reading, like, catching up during the break just to see how you're all getting on. If you are curious about Daggerheart and want to find out more, you can head to you can use our affiliate link in the description to head to DriveThruRPG to buy a digital copy of the rules. It won't cost you any extra, but we'll get a little bit of a kickback. And if you're interested in elsewhere in general, then absolutely subscribe or follow on YouTube or Twitch. But you can also follow the link in the description to join our Discord, which has now been set up and works. So yeah, there's going to be lots of sort of like more behind the scenesy kind of stuff, little extra tidbits just to kind of colour in between the lines that we draw in sessions. So, also, if you're interested in this and you're enjoying it, this is the final week of nominations for the Crit Award, so that's also in the description. We are currently nominated for Best Game Master for Darrington Press, which is basically us lot playing Daggerheart a little while ago during the beta. So if you're enjoying that, we would absolutely love votes. That's free to vote. We're in category 12 or 20, one of the two. So, one of them. Right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you all in 10 minutes.
Bye.
Bye. Hello and welcome back, everyone. Hi. My name is Dan. We are the Explorers of Elsewhere, and we have returned to play some more Daggerheart for your little eyeballs and your little ear holes. Hello. Well, did everyone have a good tea and wee break?
Lovely.
Yeah. Wonderful. Perfect. We're getting a 10-minute break down to an art form. Okay, so we will pick up immediately where we left off, with the sounds of the doors of the Great Hall, boom, like slamming behind you, as you are relatively unceremoniously cast back out into the thunderstorm. Hello, One Boxy Llama. Yes, the 5 of you have been pushed back out into the storm. You can see this village laid out in front of you. Yalna, so Abe's daughter, seeming chieftain of this village. She has Well, she has instructed you that you need to leave the island you need to return from whence you came, head back south to basically sail back to Dorlashal. Or if you wanted to be naughty, you could go to the shrine to the northwest. That's at the top of the hill, at the top of the ascent overlooking the forested valley.
We always want to be naughty, Daniel.
Okay, well, as the sounds of the doors slam shut, are there any little tidbits, any little conversations that are sparking out
I think as the
about
door
what's
shuts,
just happened?
Abe says, "Well, that went better than expected."
How could it have gone worse?
Could have been dead.
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah.
I do feel like this might have been pertinent information at a slightly earlier point, Abe.
Well, I didn't know we were going to bump into them, did I? I thought we'd
Evidently
just go
not.
round. I was planning on going round. See, I'll go through it. If you guys weren't so bloody noisy, going, "Oh, I'm in a tree," we wouldn't have got caught, would we?
You know what? That's fair, actually.
Good point,
But, you know,
well made.
On the flip side, it's you guys want to go talk to the guards, don't you? So we can go up near Standing Stones, have a look, have a chat, go up again.
So, I mean, Griffin, you know a lot of stories, right?
I know a few, yeah.
Amongst my people, I know a lot as well, but they're all just my people's legends. I've not heard of people choosing only one of the world spirits to worship and forsaking the others. Usually, amongst my people, it's always you worship all of them. You might slightly favour one, but you don't ban everyone from talking to the others. Is that something you've ever run into?
Griffin sort of scratches his head, trying to really think back. Now that you mention it, no. I mean, like you said, they may favour one more, but not it's if they're gonna do that, then they must really something must have really good happened with this new god, or something really bad happened with the old ones.
Or there's a conniving old hag.
Abe, was that your wife? Was that
I'd like to imagine that laugh was Abe's genuine reaction.
How old are you? I don't really know how old.
Oh, I'm not that old. Jesus. No,
I don't know. You might like older women. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong if you like older women.
No. She's been around here for. I mean, I remember her when I was young. Just to give you a bit of context on how old that woman is.
Wow. She must be very old.
I can only imagine, Abe, you were hoping that in the past 18 months or so, that
She'd popped the clogs.
death would finally have caught up with her.
100%.
But no.
100%. No such luck.
You can't say she's looking chipper than ever, because I mean it looks like she's just fending off death's advance with that stick she leans on.
It's just spite and malicious intent that runs through her veins. That's all that keeps her going.
Abe.
Mm-hmm.
Abe.
Yeah.
What are the pits?
Pits?
Yeah.
Livia, I'll let you decide what the pits are, bearing in mind what sort of function Malgulva might have in the society and what she would do there.
Well, you see, if you say anything that Magova don't like,
You go in the pit.
you go in pit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is... that took a turn. Are they underground pits that are slowly filling with water? Oh well. You heard it here first, folks.
I have a question actually, Abe. The weapons that he's looking at your imaginary watch. He was trying to ask you an important question. He wants to ask about the like the weapons, like what's they? Do you know what they're made out of? Like that kind of marbly stuff. Is do you know what that is? Was that there before you left? Obviously, it's a damn question, but I'm asking Abe.
Do I know what that is?
So, I think it's fair to say that you all noticed the way that Yalna's fingers, played along the surface of that. How the defender, the guardians were wearing like armor made of it. Abe, perhaps you've had time to dwell on it, but certainly now that you've returned to Rice Vilnar, like you've seen the continuation of what you were basing suspicions on, because everything started to go a bit wrong when this stone, this marble-like substance, started to get mined out of the mountain on the southeastern isle. Like historically, the people of Rice Vilnar never really went to that island because it was just a bit more like dangerous, a bit more wild. But under, wouldn't you know it, Malgulva's instruction, mining of that mountain began, and this marble-like substance, which is impossibly like hard, that started to come back, and then, but hard, but still workable. It's a bit of a curious feature. But yeah, just it seems like its use has started to creep through more and more of the village, and in fact, like looking around, you can see that there are sort of like pots made of it. You can see a weapon stand that the spear tips are made of it, and it just seems like this material is becoming much more prevalent. All at seemingly Malgulva's insistence. And I guess while Cooper's asking this, Cassandra, perhaps with your kind of academic background, it is known. Well, Avamore believes that the Titan Isles is home to two world spirits. So this like the mountain in the south, what is that? That's not something that's come up in like the records of Avamore, the explorers. No.
Is it something that might have come up in Cass's obsessive research prior to arriving on the island, or would it have just sailed straight past?
Interestingly, no. Like that's a complete wild card. Oh yeah, we're worshipping the mountain now.
Yeah.
Like, and you saw the hangings of Burunan and Pfizer on the walls.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, urgent call. So yes, Abe, you're able to relay that information back to Cooper. But yeah, this material, this mineral, whatever it is, this marble-like substance, mined from the southern mountain. But there's just, by Abe's reckoning, there's a hell of a lot more of it now than there was when he first left.
Is it possible for Cooper to have perhaps stolen a spear tip off a weapon stand if he rolls for it? on his way out discreetly, or no?
Oh, okay. Sorry, you mean in the very, very recent
Yeah.
past? Sure. Roll me. I think that's got to be.
Finesse.
What is that?
Finesse.
I think it's finesse, isn't it? Yeah. Control hide tinker. I think it's going to be a finesse roll.
Finesse, nice stat. Can I
Maybe
also,
like.
Can I also add street smarts, as it's technically something he would have learnt to do on the street?
Sure. Yeah.
With my
Spend the
hope?
hope and then. Yeah.
Okay,
I'll spend the hope for you.
Thank you.
Boop, down to 5.
And that would be, plus 2. No, sorry, plus 3 for my finesse. So 14 plus 2 for my street marks. So that's 16. With hope?
The plus 3's already in, so
Yeah, so it's
experience
plus.
plus 16.
Yeah.
Cool. So I will, with hope, you absolutely get away with it. I would argue that perhaps not like a spear, but maybe
Just a piece of it
like
somewhere.
a dagger,
I don't know what it is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're certainly able to steal away this sort of like white marble, like a maybe it's the tip of a spear. You saw some spear halves that hadn't had the spear tips attached yet, and you managed to take one of those away, so you can hold it carefully, almost like a dagger of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
In your hand, it's got this almost electric tingle under your fingertips as you sort of like play with it in your pocket that you've just swiped it to. But yeah, it's incredibly smooth. It feels almost glass-like, and there's that typical sort of like as you run your finger along the edge, you do and you just gently slice into your thumb, and like you just weren't expecting it. It's got the sort of like, it feels like it's brittle like obsidian, but based on what Abe's told you, this thing is really, really durable. But yeah, in a moment I will add, remind me, I'll add a like white marble spear tip to your inventory.
Cool. Can I say that no one noticed me do that? Because
as you rolled with hope, so let me add the hope on for you. So back up to 6. No, you got away scot-free.
Cool. Thank you.
So you're stood in pretty much the middle of Riceville Nar. Which way are you headed?
I mean, regardless of where everyone else wants to go, Abe would like to head towards the Standing Stones because there's something that he wants to do up there. Peace.
Sorry, say that again. So I was reading chat. I apologise.
God, listen to me, Daniel.
I've failed at multitasking.
I think Abe's just going to assume that they want to go to the Standing Stones and he wants to go to the Standing Stones. So he kind of nods at everyone and then just starts heading up the path towards where he knows they would be. Okay.
And I'm guessing the rest of you I assume Cass and Guardia are very much following behind. Cool. Right, so in which case, the 4 of you gather behind Abe, and Abe, you take the group in a northwesterly direction towards where you know this shrine is. And like Abe's referred to it as the Standing Stones more than a couple of times, and I guess we can between the 4 of you, you kind of perhaps conjure in your minds what an area called the Standing Stones looks like. But when you arrive, and while that's loading, Hungry Dragon, as you remember, you gain access to like a members only chat room on the Discord. So yeah, you can absolutely chat stuff, theories, things, jokes, gags, anything in there or in the general chat if you want everyone to get involved. Yeah, jump in. Links in the description. When you join, I'll promote you up to like member status. Or if you, because you're on YouTube, if you link your YouTube account into your Discord account, I think it then in YouTube lets you jump over, something like that. Jump in and I'll add you. How professional, eh? Right, so the 5 of you, the trek in itself isn't very long. Like, it's clear that whilst this area is like, it's arguably part of the sort of like the grounds of these keepers, but it's not part of the village per se. But yeah, the 5 of you find yourselves stood near the bottom of a slope up to this large, like flat-topped plateau. Well, it's almost mesa-like, but it's approximately sort of like 15 feet to its plateau. And then you notice that just past it to the right is another plateau that stands about 30 feet tall. Another plateau rises behind that, and it dawns on you that the phrase "standing stones" is literally in relation to these large, like stone edifices that are kind of jutting out of the ground. These natural stone edifices. And yeah, Abe, looking around, you can see that the place is somewhat kind of overrun, untended, a bit unkempt. Just real quick, who will be wielding a light source in this area? Or who has been wielding a light source? And bear in mind, it will probably take up a hand. You notice that there are torches along the way. You can see that there's what appears to be like a little rope bridge connecting one of the standing stones to the next. So there is illumination, but has anyone got a lamp, a torch?
I'll have a torch.
I can also use a torch because my crossbow I can use one-handed. So
okay. So Abe and Cooper will both have torches, so let's make those 2010s. Okay. And are the rest of you happy to just huddle for warmth? Okay.
Sounds good.
Okie dokie. Yeah, Abe, I guess what's one thing that you can immediately see that shows that this place hasn't been entered in a while?
I think it's he knows that there used to be like a well-tracked path because they used to go up here all the time, and it is now you can't even see the way that they would have previously come through and up, so it's overgrown and just completely wild.
Okay. In which case, the two of you are now lanterned. So, as you begin making your way up, Abe, you know that like immediately in front of you there's the first standing stone. Behind the standing stone is a kind of a line of trees that are about 25-30ish feet tall, like small in the grand scheme of things, because there are these towering trees kind of to the left or right that kind of enclose this area somewhat, but like through gaps in the trees you can see what you know from the standing stones. You're able to see the forested vale that has been spoken about, and it's literally like a gulch that's teeming with life thanks to the river that runs directly through the gulch, and the shrine which stands at the top of the peak of the highest standing stone that gives a commanding presence. I've scrolled up and no one can see it. That gives a commanding presence, like commanding view of the valley. Cool. So this is a relatively. Who's taking point?
I would. Or Abe, can Abe see any on the walk up? Were there anything like wildflowers or anything like that that could have been picked on the way?
Roll me a presence. No, sorry, instinct. Roll me an instinct.
Can I help out with that with my herbalist?
Oh, you absolutely can, because Abe's going to need it.
He is.
So I'll lop off a hope for you.
Much appreciated.
Spend hope.
So is that a 6d6?
So it's an extra d6.
Big money.
That's reasonably large money.
I mean, it's with hope.
It is with hope. You don't find any wildflowers. What you do notice is that there are patches of ground where you're expecting these kind of wildflowers to be, where it almost looks as if something's been, almost as if it's been wrenched out of the ground, like a badly harvested carrot, leaving behind these sort of divots in the earth. And as you as you're kind of inspecting this, you look up and so maybe you roll it. You rolled it, so 11 with hope, eh? You're looking around, Abe, and you do spy some of these kind of plants beneath the tree in front of you, and then you can't help but tilt your head as seemingly this flower that's being kind of hammered by the rainfall just seemingly turns to face you.
Oh.
And shuffling out from the foliage under the tree come these three plants that move along on vine-like appendages. And as you... Oh no. Your
Not
mind
these
is
guys
immediately
again.
drawn back to the streets of Dorlashal. And as well, the other, all five of you will notice them. What are your reactions as these plant creatures shuffle out towards you?
Can I throw my torch at them?
Can I attempt? Well, if you go to do that, I will attempt to stop you from doing it if I can. Obviously, how successful that is up to you.
I mean, I think Abe will just be holding it up as if to throw, and then just stop.
Just a second. I'd like to use my nature's tongue and have a chat with these weird little flowers, please.
Okay. Do you have to spend anything for nature's tongue?
Cost me 1 hope.
Okay.
And I need to make an instinct roll 12.
I'll grab your hope for you while you roll that out.
How kind.
Down to 3.
Ooh, 16 hope.
16 with hope. So you successfully turn on your nature's tongue. What is it you're saying? And I think I might be able to, hopefully. Yeah, there they are.
Oh, nice. I like them. So yeah.
Nah.
What is it you say?
We have come to speak with the world spirits. Will you let us pass?
The plant-like creatures like turn and like they shudder almost, like their leaves kind of waving, like swirling around, or sort of like their stalks bending under the assault from the storm. And Gardy, the response doesn't seemingly come from either of these three creatures in front of you, but instead seemingly pulling, like you watch the tree behind them begin to shake, like the branches sway harder and like leaves flutter down and are immediately blown away in the stormy winds. And what appears to be a chunk of the trunk rips itself away from the tree, and you watch as the ground under this mass's feet churns, and this oxen-like skull emerges from the dirt and travels up through its body until it comes to rest in a pseudo head-like space.
Sick.
And
I'm a big fan of this.
The wheeled walker in front of you bellows, "This is sacred ground. You've come here to die." Who's going first?
What did he say?
I'll just,
What did he say?
There we go. Burn them! Burn them!
I was going to say, upon hearing burn them, Griffin sort of panics after seeing like this thing go, like this thing come out.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to cast Wall of Flame, if I can.
Okay.
Between us and them.
Wall of Flame, very good. How does it say how long Wall of Flame is?
Well, I have to make a spellcast roll.
Okay.
15 and more. And on a success, let me go. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I've got like a spellcast roll. I think it's just normal roll and then add. Let's just look. I don't think I've got like a. Oh, spellcast roll is +3, so it's just a roll +3.
So it'd be your
Probably your
presence, I assume.
presence, probably, or your
Whatever it is.
yeah. Nice.
It's a 15 +3, so yes, that beats it. With
15 plus 3 with hope. Okay. So on a success, create a wall between 2 points within far range. So is it just completely cutting like a wall of flame right along the middle?
Yeah. He doesn't like in the panic. He doesn't even get his concertina out. He just goes and he just sort of reaches out his hands and casts this magic flame wall right between them.
Okay. So this wall of flame pops out of the ground, and the plants shriek slightly as they retreat from it. Anything else, Griffin?
No.
Okay.
Okay. You wanted fire.
Who's up next?
I think I'll turn to Cooper and say, "How are you at climbing?"
Not too bad. What are you thinking?
Great. I will cast Towering Stalk. So a big ol' Jack in the Beanstalk ass stalk is gonna burst out of the ground, kind of roughly just next to where we're standing. I'll be like, Should be able to see over the flames from there.
Good, nice one. Yeah, absolutely. Cooper will either he'll offer out his torch or he will leave his torch where he is. 'Cause I'm pretty sure the wall of flame is going to illuminate the creatures.
Yeah.
He's going to climb the stalk.
Sorry, where's this stalk growing, Tim?
Oh, sort of there.
Okay. How big is it roughly?
It can grow up to far range, so I guess however far is. Pretty far.
Pretty far. That's like 60 feet. Okay. Okay, right. So we've got a big old wall of flame. Not wall. Well, we have got a wall of flame, but a big old stalk. That's the green circle just there.
Cool. Can I just double check how tall it will get to? Because I'm just curious if, for example, I fall off it, how much damage I will then take. So how tall will it be?
I would argue that it can grow up to approximately 60 feet.
Okie dokie.
I wouldn't recommend falling off it.
You don't have to go all the way to the top if you don't want.
Yeah. I'll climb so I have a good vantage point. So above the wall of flame.
So, did you mark a stress? Oh, Tim, if you rolled me a spellcast roll. Oh wait.
Oh, that's only if I'm using it to murder with.
Okay, cool. In which case, so you've conjured that. Is there anything else you're doing before we pass on?
Yeah, I'll just spread out a bit, I guess. To sort of.
Okay.
Where's my dragger? There you are. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take.
So as you spread out, we'll pass over to Cooper.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're going 60 feet up, yeah?
No, not 60 feet. Not 60 feet. Nice try, Dan. Nice try. I'm going to climb just high enough to be able to get over the wall of flame and take a shot with my crossbow. Could I argue that it's dark and I'm hidden in a stalk that I am cloaked or not? This is the question. I'd roll for it in D&D. I can't roll for it. But I would argue that
I think so.
By fire, and I'm in a stalk. That it wouldn't
for the stalk to be able to reach 60 feet tall and not immediately topple over, if you're only going high enough to be able to see over the flaming wall, then I will suggest that you probably won't need to climb to get high enough. So you can just clamber up to, say, 15 feet.
Yeah, sure.
So I believe you are now 15. I'll set you to be 15 feet tall. And then, you've got enough kind of girth of the vine that you can hide behind and then, lean round and shoot with.
Sure.
I will suggest, however, that you are now torchless.
That's fine. Yeah, I would assume that I'd given the torch or dropped it so someone could pick it up.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Roll for crossbow. $17 with hope.
Oh, you guys are bossing it. Who are you shooting at, by the way?
I'm shooting at the big guy.
The big guy?
Big guy.
Oh, what did the big guy do to you? Yes, that is big enough a roll. So, please roll for damage.
So damage, and then add my sneak attack on top, please. So 7.
11 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So as you lean round and fire this crossbow bolt, it soars through the air and thunks into the wheeled walker's torso. It rocks slightly, letting out this low grumbling. And that is... You take a moment to see how well you've done, and then you realise that perhaps that was only minor damage.
Sure. Cool.
So you would gain a hope, but you're currently maxed out. I am going to spend a fear to drop down to 6, and I'm now going to activate the wheeled walker. who, having just been struck by the crossbow, so you've just conjured this wall of fire, eh?
Yeah.
Oh god, he's got a gun.
He's got a gun. Oh no.
The wheeled walker, you can see through the wall, but Griffin, what you weren't expecting is the wheeled walker to take a few lumbering steps forward, and then it lifts one hand up, and then it looks like he's punching the ground. And moments later, the ground under your feet erupts as vines burst up from the ground and grab you. And I'm going to roll a 15 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. You take 11 damage.
Okay. I will... Unless you want to add anything more to that.
Well, I think he's going to be dragging you through that wall of flame, so...
I'm going to use an armor slot to take that down to minor damage. So I
Sure.
take an HP for that.
Sure, no, that is fine. I will then spend an additional fear to drop me to 5, and yeah, Livy's got a good idea of this. It's going to drag you to melee range.
Oh no!
And
Guys,
Griffin,
help!
you watch as like you realise it's the wheeled walker's hand that's just like extended and kind of grappled you out the ground, and like the ground is churning as it pulls you towards the flame, and you all watch as Griffin disappears through the flames into melee range.
I do then have to take
4d10 plus 3.
Oh! Oh no!
4 d10 plus 3 plus 3.
You made your bed.
Oh!
Burn in it.
That's a 26. I mean, it could have been worse. I will spend another armor slot, and I will just take 2 HPs. So I'm down to 4 hit points now. As Griffin just sort of goes, guys! Ah!
I feel like your wall of flame "Let's go" might have been premature.
He thought he was doing so well.
Okay.
It was such a cool, fun idea.
And it was, wasn't it? It worked for my abilities perfectly.
You're getting into your drag through your own wall of flame.
Yeah.
And yeah, Griffin, you were sort of like slightly singed very singed from your flames. The vines kind of wrap round you, and your arms kind of crush into your torso as this thing sort of like lifts you up. And the vines and roots that encompass what is effectively its shoulders, they reach round and kind of encase you cocoon-like on the back of its neck, allowing its hands to be free. So you are restrained until someone bonks this wheeled walker for a lot of damage, or you escape. I'm done pretty much. Who else wants to go?
Are you able to not wall of flame?
I don't think I can at the moment.
Can't turn it off.
He's quite busy.
I'm getting a hug.
So you can't drop concentration. Okay.
I would argue if you want to drop it, because you're fundamentally concentrating on it, right? So
Yeah.
if you did need to drop it, you can.
I mean, if we wanted to team up, Cass can blink you.
Okay.
To
So
the other
yeah,
side.
all Abe can, all of everything I do involves hitty close range.
I can get you through it without.
So if you
blink
could get,
damage. Yeah.
just imagine Abe just on this other end of this firewall, just like no hits. I don't know what to do, guy. I don't know what to do.
Okay, so is Abe taking the turn and Cass spending 3 hope to blink?
Yeah,
then
if that helps for, because I know you can hit the most. You can do the most hitting.
Because I think with blink, you do have to make the spellcast roll. So if we're tag teaming, we'll take the best roll from the two of you for the hit, the blinkingness. But then it would just be the one roll of damage. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'll gobble up 3 of Cassandra's hope. And if the two of you roll, well, I guess Cassandra, if you, what's your plan when you get to the other side?
Hit.
Okay, cool. So if you roll your axe, and Cassandra, you roll your spellcast, then we'll use those 2 rolls for the tag team.
Okay.
Cool. So my spellcast it's instinct, isn't it? For
Correct.
yeah. Just checking.
So
11?
I'm assuming we're going to use Abe's 20 with hope. Okay, so I'll tick up Abe for a hope. Oh, nope, that was the wrong way. Oh no, that one. So Abe gains a hope and goes up to 6. And Cassandra, where would you, if you plonk yourself down where you'd like to teleport to, and then we'll move Abe to you as well.
So I suppose we'll stick ourselves down. I'll say here, in between these.
Okay.
These two.
Yep.
Does that sound like a good? Yeah.
In which case, Abe, you materialize next to Cass, in between the Triffid and the Wheeled Walker.
Mm-hmm.
What next?
I would like to roll to thunk him.
Oh wait, you've already
I've already rolled to thunk.
20 with hope. 20 with hope is a hit. Please roll for damage.
Nice. Wait a minute. Let me get. Just 16, please.
16 damage is major damage. Okay, so the Wheeled Walker loses 2 hit points.
Oh, so can I become unstoppable?
You
please?
may. So yeah, well, I'll
I've gotta
set your
remember I've got
unstoppable meter to 1.
Thank you.
And we'll adding the +1 on. Still major damage.
Still major damage. It's gonna be 17.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna absolutely thwack the shit. I think we've learnt hitting trees. If you hit them hard enough, people pop out.
Yes.
So I think Abe is attempting to hit it and hopefully hit some vines. He's trying to hit around, not hitting Griffin, but around where Griffin might be.
So as you take a swing, aiming to try and get Griffin out, the Wheeled Walker moves in such a way that the blow digs deep. Your wood cutting axe bites deep into its torso, but it's moved in such a way that Griffin is still constrained. Mm-hmm. You feel like you might need to do severe damage to this thing to force it to release.
Cool.
So with that said, Cass, you're suddenly right in the thick of it, so I reckon it's your turn next.
I was on mute. Yes. How much of anything do I have left? Can I do Preservation Blast? I can. I will do a Preservation Blast in that case, because I've got several enemies around me. They need to be within melee range of me.
There's 2 Triffids and the Wheeled Walker.
Cool. I will target them.
Okay.
So I need to do a spellcast roll against all enemies within melee range. On this,
Okay.
I'll click it. Yeah. If I succeed, they'll be held into fire range and dealt d8 plus 3 damage.
Okie dokie. Please roll me an instinct.
So
Okay.
20 with fear.
20 with fear, so I gain a fear, go up to 6. That a 20 is enough to well, that's enough to hit. So if you roll d8 plus 3,
Where's my d8? Oh wait, is that? I think that's 5.
5 damage. Okay, so the Triffid to your immediate left is blown backwards, and like Cooper, from your vantage point, you watch as this plant-like creature is incinerated as it passes through the wall of flame. So it's just like wet ash that flies through the other side. So that is kaput. The other one, you blast it back to far. Oh, okay. It goes soaring right off the edge of the standing stone and just disappears. And the wheeled walker directly away from you.
Please don't also throw it off a cliff. It's Griffin.
Oh god. It's been nice.
Well,
the ramifications.
you know what? As my fear move, I am going to have it launch. It blasts through the tree and disappears down into disappears like you just watch Griffin get hurled along with the wheel walker off into the distance.
Poor Griffin. He's been dragged through flames. He's been hurled off a cliff.
So I have now decidedly split the party.
The party of us and then Griffin.
Griffin.
The World Walker. His new best friend.
Yes, the party is now split. So, So, as Griffin disappears, who's going next?
I'll look up to Coop and be like, "Can you see where it went?"
Can I see where Griffin went from my vantage point?
You see that the wheeled walker is, for some reason, the token's not moving. It's being very mean. Hang on. Hold.
I just thought it was too dark, so I couldn't see it. And I was just like,
I'll just paste it. There we go. Right, the wheel walker down there with you. So you did 5 damage to it. That is minor damage as well. I'll just tack that on real quick. So the wheeled walker has been blasted backwards through this tree, like into the darkness. And Griffin, you're sort of like your vision is pretty set because you're like roped in as you just. As you're launched through this tree, you tumble off the side of the standing stone, but the wheeled walker manages to like drag a trench down the side of the standing stone to sort of like hold on. It is now kind of it's dangling over this 15-foot precipice. So it's not a big drop, but it is still a drop that will hurt if it drops and lands on you. But Cooper, you can absolutely see. You can see the devastation. You can see this wheeled walker hanging over the edge.
So I'll shout down to God. He's like, I can see him. He's over that way. Can you make this thing travel that way? Is there anything you could do to make your stalk grow that way?
Just a plan, I'm afraid.
For God's sake.
If you get high enough, Coop, you reckon. Like, the higher you go, the more this vine is swaying in the storm, so you could time it to then leap over the wall.
Let's try that.
Hold on. Before you go, can you fling me?
What?
And I'll jump onto this. I'll start climbing up the stalk, and as I climb, I'm like my skin is hardening into rocky scales, and I'll turn into whatever creature Dan has got as the armored sentry, please.
Okay. We'll find that your armored sentry is transform a turtle.
Amazing. All right. So, as they scramble up towards you, my arms are getting shorter.
Your neck going in.
So I can spend a stress to allow an ally to launch or throw me at an adversary. You make an attack roll using your agility or strength against a target within close. So I guess if the wheeled walker is, then maybe that guy. If not, just whatever you can hit. Just lob me.
I'm thinking that this is sounding kind of tag teamy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Sweet.
If there's the sweet, like Cooper's using his body weight to swing this this stalk to leap over, whilst also in midair. Like,
that'd be sick.
You, like Ash Ketchum throwing a Pokeball, just putting a good old bit of spin on you.
Okay.
So who wants to spend the 3 hope?
I can spend it because I got
Yeah?
loads of hope and I haven't spent
Okay,
any.
that'd be great. Yeah, I haven't got a ton.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
Yeah, I'll mark
the
my stress off.
Okay, so if Coop, I'll need an agility roll.
Mm-hmm.
And
Could I argue that I could spend a hope to add Lucky Devil? Because this feels like
Yes.
a very lucky situation.
You absolutely can. So hang on, let me deduct the 3 for the tag team.
Mm-hmm.
And then another
for the
one
experience.
for the experience. So you're down to 2.
Okay, so that would be agility +2. Let's roll that. Normal.
So the adversary will take D12 plus 2 physical damage using the thrower's proficiency.
So that was a 20 with hope. I don't know
So-
why. Oh, it's bullshit. It's fine.
So you absolutely 20 with hope. So you go back up a hope. So you're back up to 3. So you manage to use the momentum of the stalk being swayed around in the storm to leap over the flaming wall. I think that was like part 1 of the plan, right? So how is it cannonball?
Yeah, that's
to
the skill.
allow an ally to throw or launch you. Okay. Sure. I will. You know what? Because it's a tag team, Tim, if you roll the agility or strength, in inverted commas, just to give yourself something to roll, and then we'll take the 20 with hope and yours to see which is a better result.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. So
20, please.
we'll take the 20 with hope. Okay, so yeah, Cooper gains the thing. And Cooper, in which case, as you swing, and this turtle with a little crystal horn shouting at you to toss me,
Don't tell the elf.
like at the at the optimal point, you sling this turtle, and Gardy, you go flying towards this world walker that's got Griffin in his back.
I'm gonna Mario Kart this fool. Just blue shell the hell out of him.
Please roll me. So it's 2d12 plus 2 because it uses your proficiency. And you can spend a hope if you want to also hit Griffin.
I'm actually alright, I think. Want to keep the hope.
Okay.
2d12, yeah?
Yeah.
2d12, I rolled 2d12. Plus 2. Oh, that's not bad. 18 damage.
18 damage. Juicy. That like collides. You collide with the bone, like the animal's skull that the wheel walker is using as a head, and you hear as your kite in a shell like hits. Is it kite? Is it? No, it's actually like
It's bone. It's
bone, isn't it? Yeah.
It's weird,
So in which
yeah.
case-
It's their bones.
As your shell connects with the skull of the creature, you hear a crack, and a good like third of the skull like shatters and like falls away, revealing these sort of like grasping these sort of like grasping vines that look more like scrabbling fingers that are like seemingly holding the skull in place. 18 damage is major damage. It takes a further 2. And Guardy, as you sort of like ricochet and kind of land precariously on the side of this standing stone, you can see Griffin is still sort of like getting waterboarded by the storm on this creature's back. But you notice that the form of the wheel walker is starting to unravel. I'm going to somewhat cheekily just quickly snap in, and Cooper, as you land, like having just hurled Guardy as a turtle, next to you, this little Triffid like runs up to you and 13 to hit.
Nope, doesn't hit. My evasion is 17.
You manage to duck out the way as this thing swings its like stem-like appendages at you. Yeah, that's my turn. Who would like to go next? Maybe. Sorry, go on. Go on, Ed.
How close am I? Is it quite easy for me to get to the within? Can I get past this tree to get to the precipice of this?
Yeah, the tree's been sort of like where a big chunk of it was removed when this creature removes itself from the trunk, and like the rest of the tree is almost sort of like cracking and bowing, where this thing collided through it thanks to Cass's preservation blast. But for all intents and purposes, you can see this wheel walker on the other side.
I came. Oh, I'm locked.
Are you now? Are you looking to move up, yeah?
Yes, please.
Go, 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 go. Okay, so as you move up, you find yourself looming over the wheeled walker.
Fab. Can I see Griffin?
You can, yes.
Okay.
Nate, for our imaginative purposes, what cries for help is Griffin making right now?
He's just he's probably going like, guys, like, can you wait until I get out of this before you hit him anymore? It's like I really don't want him to fall on me.
Okay. With that in mind, Dave, what are you doing?
I'm hitting him.
Okay. Okay, please roll to hit. I will give you advantage because this thing is currently holding on with one hand, kind of thing.
I am going to Mufasa the shit out of this guy. So let's go. This one.
But presumably, instead of the claws into Mufasa's paws, it's your axe into Griffin to fish him out.
Maybe. Refishing Griffin?
A 13 with fear hits.
Can I? Oh, it does. Okay. Fab.
Are you happy to keep it as a fear?
I can't do much about that. So yeah.
Haven't you got the? Oh no.
No.
It's someone else. Okay.
I know what you're thinking, and it's not.
Yes.
I
I'm
don't.
the fearless tortoise. It's me.
Okay, if I could get you to roll damage, please, Abe.
Yes, you can. Oh, I was going to do something. Sorry. Can I forgot. I have the ability Versatile Fighter. I can mark a stress, and one of my damage dice can be max damage.
Okay.
So, one's going to be automatically an 8.
Okay, so tell you what, odd or even for the first or second of your rolls. Even. So your first dice was an 8, and then your second dice was a 3, so that's 11 plus 3, 14. So 14 damage instead of 7.
Can I also headbutt it?
You can. So I should also add, you're now up to 2 on your unstoppable. So it's 40. So you're already at 14, 16 plus.
Plus an extra d6.
So
So
it's
it's 6.
16, 22.
Is he
Anything
gonna
else?
pop out of Griffin? No, that's it.
22 is major damage.
Ah.
And as you bring your axe down, the wheeled walker brings its arm up to shield itself, and your the arm folds under the weight of your axe, and the axe embeds into the the neck of the wheeled walker. As it screeches, the vines around you, Griffin, unfurl and as they spasm wildly. You are about to tumble out. Livy rolled with fear, so I'm going to take my fear token. I'm going to throw this immediately to you, Griffin, for a reaction roll to try and extract yourself and not be carried down the drop with the wheeled walker.
Okay.
Which ability would you like to use to try and... I'm imagining it's got to be agility.
Yeah, I'll roll an agility then.
Okay.
Come on.
10 with hope.
Is anyone looking to help?
I've got no hands.
I mean, I'm happy to help. I'm happy to throw in.
Yeah. If Griffin's coat is close enough that I can grab it with my little teeth.
I'm not close enough, and I'm being attacked by a plant. That's why it's happening right there.
I will say that we've forgotten to hand out rally dice for this session.
Yes.
Would you like to use a
do
rally
have
dice?
I will rally myself.
What have you got, Georgia?
I've
Sorry?
got flight. I can Cass can fly.
Okay.
Cass
fly.
You've only got
I can no longer
got-
blink. I don't have enough hope, but I do have flight.
We might. Well, let's see.
Well, if that's going to send both of us tumbling down into this, it's not going to help.
Okay, so as this wheeled walker disappears off into the foliage of the trees beneath, Griffin, roll your d6. Is it d6 rally?
Yeah. 13.
Does anybody want to help?
I'm more than happy. Ava's got a shield. He can
Throw it at him.
throw at him to hold on to. He can hold on to the end of a axe, an arm.
Grab
Just
my
hold
leg,
on to his-
swing me at him, and I'll try and get him in my teeth.
I don't mind if it's the roll of the dice. I have to tumble to my fate.
I mean, it's a 15-foot drop. Let me just clarify. It's a 15-foot drop.
Bruise
It's
him.
like those things where you're holding on and you're like, oh no, I can't let go. And your feet are just above the ground. Abe, I've just deducted your hope. So please roll me a d6 to add to Griffin's 13. 16. Griffin, as you find the vine sort of like unwrapping around you, and you are able to like free yourself, and as the creature's tumbling, you you have to sort of like run across its back, like pick yourself up and crawl/run across its back as it's tumbling underfoot, and then you're able to leap, but then you realise you haven't quite got the height until the enormous arm of Abe comes soaring out and grabs you, and with a heft you are swung back up onto the ledge alongside
I just hold him like a
instead.
baby girl.
Okay, you have saved Griffin. I'm going to cut to Cassandra.
I think
Cooper is currently being molested by a Triffid.
Again.
So I'm just seeing where everyone is. It's busy looking at my stats. So is the Wheeled Walker?
He gone.
Wheeled Walker is kaput. Yeah, I mean, let me just delete this tree wall so you can see everyone, because the tree's effectively not there anymore.
Okay, cool. In that case, if if that's fine over there, Cass will get Alimony out. Pretend she hasn't just almost flung a man to his doom or sprained ankle, and she's going to take a shot at this Triffid.
Okay, roll to hit.
I think this is that. Yep, that's.
Crit!
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, we won't need the damage roll. Cooper, as you sort of like you take a step back as this thing, this plant-like creature, it's only sort of like 2.5-3 foot tall, but it like launches at you. You duck out the way, and you watch as it sort of like compresses and then springs up towards you, and like you can see that there's thorns all along the face of its leaves, and the leaves are sort of like snapping at you like a radial jaw. And as it leaps towards you, and you realise you've got no more like plateau to walk on before you drop, the creature then explodes in a like there's a crack and there's an explosion. You're splattered with sap and like plant fluid and bits of leaf as you like wipe the mulch away from your eyes. I can only assume Cassandra stood there smoking gun styley. And Cooper, you like, how does it feel to look down the barrel of your pistol?
It's kind of hot, to be honest. Cooper's like many emotions, but just still like, oh, okay.
Amazing.
Thanks.
Amazing. In which case, as the Triffid detonates, the three of you by the ledge manage to kind of get more central. Yeah, there's still the wall of fire behind you, and Abe, you and the others now find yourselves at the start of the first sort of like rope bridge over to the next plateau. So let me update your heights all real quick.
May I turn back into a lad, please?
You may.
Am I still being carried by Abe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Abe
Gives you that little bit of extra height.
He doesn't trust you. You made a firewall, got dragged through it, and then fell off a cliff. You're in air jail at the moment.
I'll motion to Abe to like hold Griffin in my direction, and then put a hand on you, and you'll see some of your flesh like almost turn into like vines itself and start to like writhe and knit back together. So I will cast Renewal, which isn't technically a spell, I think. Let me find it.
Wonderful regeneration. Oh, do they have regeneration anywhere, Dan?
Hang on, sorry, say again.
I'm trying to find regeneration. Oh, here it is.
Okay, yeah, you can clear 1d4 hit points.
Okay, so if you quickly, if you roll that up, Nate.
And that cost me 3 hope, my goodness.
What do I need to roll, sorry?
1d4.
1d4. Oh, that's lovely. That's just what I needed. Thank you.
No probs.
Okay.
Griffin looks a little bit, he's just like, thanks, Guardy, and he sort of just waves his hand and the wall fire goes down.
Nothing I can do about the clouds, I'm afraid.
That's alright, I'm used to fixing them.
I was thinking a little singed, but hey, whatever floats your boat.
Completely butt naked on the hut.
Being cradled by Abe.
As the 5 of you kind of patch yourselves up and begin, go to make your way across the rope bridge to the next plateau, which by all reckoning is approximately kind of 30 feet up, you pause for a moment, as through the sounds of the pouring rain and the crashing storm, Gardy, perhaps it's your channeling of the healing magics that makes you somewhat more kind of sensitive to the flow of mana for a moment. But you feel, Gardy, you mentioned it in the village earlier, but that wave of something feels wrong suddenly increases to a point where you physically stagger. And as the rest of the 4 of you notice Gardy stumble for seemingly no reason, you all feel the ground under your feet shake. And as you it's like an earthquake, a very short, singular earthquake. And then there's another, and another. And as you look around and you glance up at the purple sky, you wonder if somehow time has elapsed enough that you're starting to see dawn, because the purple skies overhead are turning orange. And as you look up to your left, to the northwest, 2 behemoth creatures rear into view over the foliage. A large ice crystalline-like creature with wings emerging from its back takes a few steps forward and releases a warbling cry. And tracing what, Cassandra, you realise this to be Pfizer. You trace Pfizer's attention to the glowing, the burning bird-like creature flapping in front of it. And you all have to, you wince and hold your ears as Burunan releases a piercing screech. And the 5 of you watch as Pfizer takes a few steps, slowly turns a walk into a run, and then with a leap, punctuated by the flap of wings, Pfizer's claw comes up and boom, connects with the side of Burunan, and this flaming bird is flung to the side, letting out a screech before she corrects herself, and with a flap of her wings, flames erupt from the wingtips out into the sky. And she lets out another screech as she pulls her wings in and swoops in towards Pfizer and headbutts into Pfizer's torso, knocking the other Titan backwards a few steps. And the ground continues to shake as Pfizer stomps around as Burunan begins her aerial assault on them. And I'll go round you each in turn, but one word. What is the feeling you are feeling when you see the Titans fighting, starting with Livy?
Small. Very small.
Cooper.
Unimportant. Like, there's a sense of smallness is probably the, like, as Libby said, but just like irrelevant. Just feeling completely irrelevant because two gods are fighting.
Griffin.
Just absolute bewilderment. Like, he's not really sure. He thinks those yellow berries are kicking in.
Cassandra.
I think for her, it's less that they're fighting and more that she can finally see them. So I think she feels victorious.
Okay. And lastly, Gardy.
I think just awe in the truest sense of the word, like with all of the respect and terror that conjures.
Okay. In which case, as the five of you find yourselves transfixed by these dueling primal deities, and it's hard to gauge just how far away they are given the sheer scale of them. But as they fight it out, your attentions are drawn to another glowing of light on the edge of your visions off to the right. And as you turn your heads to regard this other sight, you see that on a ledge separate from the standing stones but seemingly part of the same forest, also overlooking the forested valley, you see 3 figures seemingly watching the battle. A standard-sized armoured figure, a huge hulking form that Abe, you feel has to be a keeper under the armour, and a third standard-sized humanoid figure that appears to be floating. And as you watch these 3 figures also watching the Titans fight it out, the large hulking armoured keeper slowly turns their heads to look directly at you. And see, even from this distance, you watch as a hand tightens around the haft of the axe that glows with this sickly green light. It looks like an axe made of cracking magma. And as this figure looks to you, and you can see blazing green eyes within the helmet under these large curved horns that emerge from his forehead, the figure, having finished looking at you, returns their attention to the warring Titans. And as with the sounds of the battle still raging overhead, we will call it there. Congratulations, everyone.
No, actually, you're all rubbish.
No, actually, you're dead.
That bit's going to be really expensive when the film comes out.
Yeah.
Tell you what, talk excitedly amongst each other. amongst yourselves. I just need to do a quick think.
What is going on?
Well, we found them. They're pretty big.
They're pretty big.
It's a
Yeah.
sick
We didn't
kaiju
know what to
fight.
do.
I was about to say, all I could think about was like a Godzilla fight, like
Yeah.
very, very like King Kong versus Godzilla.
We need to
Except
build a
we're stuck
Pacific Rim mech.
That's our next
The only
goal.
answer is a mech.
That's what you're going to turn into,
Yeah.
Gardy. Gardy's going to become the mech.
Oh,
because he can
yeah.
transform. That'll be kind of weird,
No.
but that's kind of what I'm expecting.
But then, I mean, if you and Cass need to be drift compatible, we're in trouble.
That's not happening. It's Cooper and Griffin, obviously.
It is. They're beautiful together.
Elsewhere. In Elsewhere.
It was a trick.
The sound of staff impacting into wet, mulchy ground rings out as Molgolva shuffles down into the pits, seemingly unfazed by the rain, in contrast to the poor soul trapped in the cage, in the pit that is rapidly disappearing beneath a rising waterline. As the keeper, "Molgolva, please," he says, holding out an emaciated hand. She smacks his hand away with her staff as she shuffles into her little den. She ceremoniously begins lighting candles, not out of necessity, but perhaps out of habit. And with each candle that illuminates, flickering under the winds from the storm that are creeping in, an orb, a perfectly spherical orb of white marble laced with jade green lines, sits atop a palanthir. She closes her eyes and places her hands upon it, and as she begins muttering to herself, she hears in her mind, "Release me. Release me." Congratulations, everyone, on completing episode 5.
Oh yeah, booyah.
You're all doing fine. You're all doing fine. We can turn the thunderstorm off. It's not thunderstormy. We finished the session. Congratulations, everyone. You did it. You've still got a little bit of a ways to go, but I'm sure you'll be fine. Everything on this island is fine.
Everything we've seen so far, absolutely fine.
Everyone,
Absolutely.
everything,
Like we
regular
said.
sized, just regular guys.
Regular amount of worry.
Exactly.
I can't believe Moldova turned out to be a bad guy.
No one saw that
I
coming.
thought we were going to hang out.
So, yes, congratulations on making it through session 5, and thank you to everyone who is watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. Yes, we are proper kicking into gear. I've now introduced both the Isles and the Titans from the name Titan Isles, so I'm basically we're pretty much done now, aren't we? yes, thank you for watching. Thank you a lot for playing. If you are enjoying, or if you have enjoyed this, then make sure to like if you haven't already, subscribe and/or follow on YouTube and/or Twitch if you haven't already. And if you want to join in with what I can only assume is going to be some somewhat rampant speculation on everything that's just happened in this episode, then there's a link in the description to join our Discord. If you are a member on YouTube or Patreon, then you get access to the special members only section of the Discord, but the free access Discord still has a lot of chatter going on in there as well. We are affiliates for Drive-Thru-RPG, so if you're enjoying Daggerheart, which is what we're playing, then you want to treat yourself to the rules, then if you use our affiliate link also in the description, then it doesn't cost you any extra, but it does massively help us out. And yes, if you thought that what we were doing is cool, there's so much to go through. We are finalists in the 2025 Crit Awards, which voting ends for that in a week's time. So, well, just under a week in actual fact. So yeah, if you're feeling so moved, if you're enjoying this, you can find the link to vote in the description as well. Yeah, if you. I think that's it. Have I wrapped it up?
Yep.
Have I wrapped up? Beautiful. Yes. Absolutely. If you feel so inclined, we would massively appreciate it. I would massively appreciate it. But absolutely become a member. That starts from £2 a month. Or if you just want to get involved, and most importantly, jump into our Discord. So yeah, we'll get some stuff chatting through there. So, when's the next episode of Homeward out?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, eh?
No.
Tell me more.
So, let's do the recap. So, the Homeward Foundation is a found footage fiction podcast. Oh, yes, Percy. You can tell us all about it as well. A horror fiction found footage podcast designed as a sequel to the novel Dracula. We're releasing season 1 at the moment after a successful pilot last year. So episode 2 came out 2 weeks ago. Episode 3 is out tomorrow. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, if that's your thing. And you can join us in releasing season 1. Anything you'd like us to add, Georgia, to the spiel?
It's being very well reviewed at the moment. We were in The Guardian last week, so if you are looking for a fun, spooky time, we have 45-minute episodes and we release bi-weekly.
Yes, no, you should absolutely check that out. Yeah, you two and everyone else involved has done amazing. Marvelous. Right. I think it is time to turn on the outro music. And once again, thank you for watching. Thank you. Oh, why is that not playing? What? Hold! There we go. Thank you for watching. Thank you, you 5, for playing. We'll see you either next week or in the Discord. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.